that one. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we turn in. There. Except that we didn't do this. What do we do about this? I think we change that up a little bit. Okay, I think that's right. But who really knows? Let me go up one more level. Oh no, let me just stay on this level. And let me scaffold outwards. Oops. While I'm here, let's pick up these blocks. Ah. Huh. Don't really know what I need. Alright, so about these stairs. It's not here, right? We're looking at 1, 2. No. That, that, that. Is this right? Crap. This seems substantially more generous than... Well, maybe it's alright. This goes all the way around. That. What the hell am I looking at? That. And then this one. Is that block, is that right? Diameter 19. Uh, which, this is diameter 19, right? No, that's exactly correct. Okay, so 3, 2, 3, corner into corner like that. And then it disappears into the stone. One, two, three. And then that disappears into the stone. Like that. Okay, then the next level. We got that. that. Need to check on this side actually. I mean, that should be there. 1, 2. That turns in there. 1, 2. That turns in there. That goes like that. Right, so 1, 2. Turning in. This seems wrong. Well, that's not supposed to be there. 1, 2, turn in. 1 and then turn in. And then the corners. So 1, 2, turn in there. That one. So that's gonna be the other tower. Intersects like that. And then this is a little strange, but we don't mind. Because I mean, that's also a little strange there. Do we mind? Not really. I mean, it would look a little better if there was more space. Like if I do that, that would look a little bit better. So it doesn't go straight into the stone doesn't go straight into the overhang. But I mean, that does. Oops, if I knock that back. Into there. A little worried about the lighting situation in here, but this goes like that goes like that. Alright, slightly more convincing. Not really sure if it's that convincing. That's gonna be that one. That's gonna be that one. That's gonna be that one. And that one. And then on this side, that into that, right? Right, and then this one, that one. Or am I wrong? No, that I'm right. So here, that, and that. What bricks? Okay, so we're good. We're good here. Let me get rid of those. And then finish off this down here. What happened there? That's it. 1, 2, 3. Let me just check that's right. That one, that one, that one, that one, and then finally those. Okay, so that's that tower there, number 6. Um, okay, now what? Oh, hey, Hava. Hava says you were late starting today. Yeah, a few minutes late. Something unexpected came up. Not a big deal. Uh, what do... I want to go from the bottom up. I can do the next one. The next one is not dependent on anything else. I think, let me just double check. Maybe it is. No, it's not. So the next one on this side is gonna be that one there. That's a large one. Maybe it is dependent on other things. Hold on. Yeah, no, this is dependent. So this one is the next one, right? The issue is that this one overlaps that one, and it overlaps that one. And then that one overlaps the one below. So I need to start from that one. Right, let's go down there. Do I have too much stuff? Howard says, if you watched any new build channels on YouTube, latest trend is messy where they mix and match materials to give a more organic decaying look. Yeah, I've seen it. I don't do it. It's it's an artist approach, right? So they use the blocks for the colors. So like gray, they don't really care what the material is. They want a gray wall. Howard says I used to hate the look, but it's certainly growing on me. Yeah, I mean it's not all bad. It's just not how I think about materials, right? I mean I'm not against it. I'm not against them doing it. I just don't want to do it. Yeah, so they use blocks for the colors as opposed to using materials. Um, yeah, no. Howard says, yeah, being an architect, I bet it offends you deeply. It doesn't offend me that deeply. The thing is, look, I did start using the pale moss as dirty concrete. So I also do it a little bit. I just don't do it like I don't put stains on my buildings. Well, first of all, I've been using a lot of Porba, and there's no real way to do that. Let me think about this for a bit. Would I do it? No. Maybe. If I have a reason to make my buildings dirty, then yes. I'm not much of an artist. How is this like mixing granite and brick? Okay, so some of those guys, they go way overboard. I'm telling you. Like, if you're gonna do it, it needs to be subtle. How is this like granite, brick, and red terracotta? I, but why? The thing is, like, some of these guys, they start doing it by default, and they're not thinking about it anymore. Because look, like a road. I'm just gonna start rambling now. Like a road, if the road is old, you would expect some of the bricks to be cracked. That makes sense. Like if it's a stone brick road, let's say, and then maybe at some point there's been a pothole, like some of the bricks have completely broken down, and it becomes like cobblestone, right? There's a pothole in the road. You instead of fixing it properly, you just fill it with cobble. So like if you have a stone brick road, but it's old, there's moss on some of it, there's cracks in some of it. Some of it has been replaced with like sand or gravel or cobblestone. Like it makes sense that way, but even so, you would expect the wear and tear to happen more on the path where you walk on. So like a staircase, the middle of the staircase would have more wear and tear on it. But the sides of this, because nobody walks on the edge of the staircase, that's kind of weird, right? You walk up and down the middle of the staircase, and so you'd have more wear and tear in the middle and less so at the sides. And so from an architectural sense, there's a certain logic to it. Or like, foundations. Like if the land slopes down and you build a foundation there, you would expect that the water table in the ground, the water would try to seep out the bottom of your foundation, and so there might be water damage at the bottom of the foundation, and so then you'll be like cracks there. So you wouldn't have cracks on the top, you have cracks on the bottom because that's where the water damage is. And so like architecturally, you can think of it in a way that makes sense. But it only happens in certain places, right? Like mold would grow where it's dark and damp. Like if it's exposed to the sun all the time, it would not grow mold, and so on and so on. Or like, mildew. So whereas some of these guys, they're just putting the stuff in places that don't make sense because they don't understand architecture. They just like randomly put other blocks in the wall, and it's like, why would there be damage there? There wouldn't be damage there. There would be damage like the water damage would be down low because water goes downwards. Anyway, that's me rambling. So in some case, what I'm saying, Kava, is that in some of these instances, it does make sense to do that if you want to portray a building that is aged. And I might think about it, but I just don't see why any of my stuff would be aged or poorly maintained. Okay, so a tower here. This is diamond at 19 again. Uh, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we draw the circle around here. How is there a city council not paying for upkeep on those farm buildings? So moss growing. And weather damage darkens the materials. Yes, that's right. That's right. But even weather damage, it would happen where it's exposed. So if there's like a wall and you have a roof with a bit of an eave, like just under the eave would be protected from the rain. So the damage would be further down the wall and not right up at the ceiling, right? Because it's covered from the rain. So stuff like that, however. Uh, that one there. And then that one there. Oh, there's no torches here at all, huh? Maybe just be careful about creepers spawning back here. while I'm working. In fact, should just put torches around here. Alright, that stops there. What's going on? Oh, there's no torches on this side of the mountain. Can't get up? I can't get up at all, huh? Let me just do this for now.